Just how powerful is Qualcomm's new 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite V series? That's the question we're answering in today's video. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're continuing our early look at the Xiaomi Redmi K100 Pro. But before we dive into the benchmark and gaming results, let's quickly go over its main specifications. Big thanks to my tech partner over in China for providing this footage. I really appreciate the support in making this video happen. Hey everyone, Stella here from techiestreet. If you're into staying updated with the newest gadgets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest tech content. At the heart of the Redmi K100 Pro is Qualcomm's latest 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite V series processor. It's combined with LPDDR5X memory and blazing fast UFS 4.1 storage, giving the phone true flagship-level performance. The display supports an incredibly smooth refresh rate of up to 185 Hz, and Xiaomi has also included a dedicated AI graphics chip called DR to boost gaming performance. This combination gives the Redmi K100 Pro an impressive mix of flagship processing power, enhanced gaming graphics, and a super-fast 185 Hz display, making it stand out in its price category. The biggest attraction, of course, is the all-new 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite V series chipset. It uses Qualcomm's 3rd-generation Oryon CPU architecture and keeps the same full-performance layout as the standard 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite. That means you get 2 ultra-high-performance cores running at 4.6 GHz, along with 6 additional performance cores clocked at 3.62 GHz. To see what this chip can really do, we started with Geekbench 6. The numbers were impressive, producing a single-core score of over 3,300 points and a multi-core score beyond 10,000 points. On the graphics side, the GPU is based on the same architecture as the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite, offering graphics performance that comes remarkably close to desktop-level rendering. Now that we've looked at the hardware, it's time for what really matters: gaming performance. Every test was carried out in a room kept at 25 degrees Celsius. The display brightness was fixed at 200 nits, and Berserk mode was enabled to unlock the phone's maximum performance. We started with one of the most demanding mobile games available, Genshin Impact. Using the early morning blue dual-wind resonance route, we selected the highest graphics settings and enabled virtual sound to push the hardware to its limits. After 30 minutes of gameplay, PerfDog showed an average frame rate of 59.9 FPS, which is almost a perfect 60 FPS lock. Even better, average power consumption remained at only 3.78 watts during the entire session. By the end of the test, the back of the phone reached 42.3 degrees Celsius, while the front measured just 37.7 degrees Celsius. To compare it with another smartphone powered by the same 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite platform under identical testing conditions, the rival device averaged 60.11 FPS while consuming 3.8 watts. Temperature readings at the end of the test reached 43.6 degrees Celsius on the back and 47.1 degrees Celsius on the front. The comparison shows that both phones deliver almost identical frame rates, but the Redmi K100 Pro uses slightly less power while keeping temperatures noticeably lower. Things become even more impressive when we examine the 1% low frame rate results. The Redmi K100 Pro achieved 53.3 FPS with an outstanding frame stability index of just 0.29. Meanwhile, the competing device recorded 48.8 FPS and a frame stability index of 0.29. These results suggest that while exploring Genshin Impact's virtual city, the Redmi K100 Pro, powered by the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite V series, stays cooler, operates more efficiently, and provides smoother, more stable gameplay. Overall, its gaming performance matches, and in certain scenarios even edges past phones equipped with the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Ultra. But that's not the end of our testing. Next up, we're moving on to the ultimate gaming challenge, Gorilla Railroad.
For our next benchmark, we used exactly the same testing setup. The graphics were set to very high, the frame rate was capped at 60 FPS, and the rendering resolution remained at 994p. To put the chipset under maximum stress, we spent 30 minutes continuously sprinting through the most demanding areas of the map. PerfDog showed that the Redmi K10 Pro maintained an average frame rate of 58.78 FPS while consuming an average of 7.28 watts of power. At the end of the session, the phone's back reached 48.7 degrees Celsius, while the front measured 42.2 degrees Celsius. We then ran the identical test on another smartphone equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Ultra. It achieved an average of 59 FPS and used around 7.2 watts of power on average. Once the test was complete, its back temperature rose to 52.5 degrees Celsius and the front climbed to 49 degrees Celsius. This game clearly puts an enormous amount of pressure on the hardware, and under these demanding conditions, neither the Snapdragon 8 Elite nor the Snapdragon 8 Elite V series could deliver a perfectly locked frame rate throughout the entire session. Even so, with almost identical average FPS and power consumption, the Redmi K10 Pro posted a stronger 1% low frame rate of 28.6 FPS, while the competing device reached 26.7 FPS, demonstrating noticeably smoother frame delivery. The actual gameplay experience backed up those numbers as well. The Snapdragon 8 Elite competitor crossed the 50-degree mark, making the phone feel significantly hotter during extended gaming. In contrast, the Redmi K10 Pro stayed much more comfortable to hold, proving that its cooling system does a better job of controlling heat. When you combine the results from both Genshin Impact and Star Rail, the overall picture becomes very clear. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite V series, the Redmi K10 Pro delivers outstanding gaming performance. It performs on par with devices using the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite, while offering clear improvements in power efficiency, frame stability, and thermal control. Since this phone comes with a 185 Hz high refresh rate display, the next step was to test games capable of taking advantage of those ultra-high frame rates. We began with CrossFire, which natively supports 185 FPS on the Redmi K10 Pro. Using the same testing conditions, we played Team Deathmatch at the highest graphics settings for 30 minutes. PerfDog reported an outstanding average frame rate of 184.8 FPS, along with a 1% low of 178.6 FPS. Average power consumption remained incredibly low at just 3.51 watts. At the end of the session, the phone's back reached 44.2 degrees Celsius, while the front measured 42.2 degrees Celsius. Our next test was Honor of Kings, one of the world's most popular mobile games. The Redmi K10 Pro handled it effortlessly. Running in 144 FPS mode, we played ranked matches for 30 minutes and recorded an average frame rate of 143.8 FPS, with a 1% low of 134.4 FPS. Throughout the test, average power consumption was only 4.9 watts. After reviewing all of these benchmark and gaming results, it's easy to understand what the Redmi K10 Pro brings to the table. Redmi has good reason to be confident in the new 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Elite V series. Although it's a brand new chipset, its real-world gaming performance comes extremely close to the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Ultra. On top of that, Redmi's software optimization and performance tuning are clearly mature, allowing the processor to deliver its full potential. That brings us to the end of this early performance preview of the Redmi K10 Pro. We'll dive much deeper into every feature in the full review, so make sure you stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more smartphone reviews and performance tests, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon!